And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here for our very first post-game of the 2026 season. And Glenn, this one kind of sucked, man. Look, the Giants just didn't lose, man. They got embarrassed. That was bad. And honestly, it all came down to with one inning, Glenn. Lou will be here shortly, guys. He's just showing up at the house, so he'll be here shortly. But my God, Glenn, this one was tough, man.
Yeah, I got a text message a few minutes ago from Dean. He's just leaving the ballpark where he spent his hard-earned money, teaching those 14-year-olds, he says. And he goes, well, that sucked.
Yeah, that sums it up nicely.
Kind of summed it up, Eric. I'm going to try to be remain,
Don't panic. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's the first game.
Yeah.
First game. Not a big deal. Not a big deal, guys.
But Eric, you're at home. It's opening day.
I hear you. It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
How much, Eric, if you get a balloon, and you hook up one of those things, you get the dollar store, you pump it up, and the balloon gets bigger and bigger. That's how I felt today, and Lou felt today, and I'm sure many of the Giants fans, including yourself, you're excited, and you keep pumping it up. We were pumping it up. You're pumping. And what happens if you pump it up and pump it up and pump it up? Boom! It blows up, Eric. That's what happened today. We build it up. Listen, I try to be positive. What do we do, Eric? It's opening day, and who's out there throwing the ball around, hitting batters? Your freaking ace pitcher, Webb.
Hey,
come on, man!
It's not a big deal. Look, he had a bad game.
Not a big deal. We lost.
Hey! Listen. Yes, we lost, and we need to win. I get it, but let's talk about this. Let's not over exaggerate what's going on. Yeah, it was a bad outing, and I'll tell you what. In that second inning, that's where everything came apart in that second inning. When he hit Jazz Chisholm, I don't think he wasn't the same. He gave up 3 hits right off the bat after that, and it was just it became a mess. And maybe it got in his head. I don't know. Look, I don't know what's going on in his head, but I'm just going by on what we're seeing here, and it sucked. And hey, here's another thing too. On top of this, the lineup really didn't do him any favors either. I mean, it's not like they went out there and had a bunch of. They had hey, look, the strikeouts weren't as much. Only 4 strikeouts. Okay, that's if you want to talk about a positive. Okay, they hit the ball hard a few times, but unfortunately, they found gloves. That's baseball. That's freaking baseball. And if you noticed, I'm trying to remember. No, there was not one home run hit, right? There was not one home run hit in this game. We're going to break it down here shortly.
See, you're Mr. Positive. I'm more along the lines of
one game, first game.
Here in a minute.
One
I
game.
know, Eric, but your ace goes on opening day. Flush it down the toilet. Your ace goes, all the build up, and then Eric, we got 3 hits, Eric, opening day.
Yeah, that's not going to
They hit the ball. We didn't.
Not gonna get it done.
Who gave up the balls that they hit? Logan Webb. Again, this is exactly, you know what? If I looked into my crystal ball, I forgot because I'm sure that swirling around in the little crystal ball, this was the outcome that should have been expected.
Well, I tell you what, hey, let's lose in here. So let's get into this, baby.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
Drive into center field.
Got him. Didn't get him today.
All right, there we go, guys. Let's get into the game. Let's bring up the box score, talk about it. And it wasn't pretty. Here we go, guys. Yankees win. Bad guys win. 7-0. They scored 7 runs on 10 hits with 1 error. San Francisco Giants, no runs on 3 hits with 1 error. Winning pitcher is Fried. Losing pitcher is Webb. Let's take a look at the box score here. Arraez had 1 hit, had 1 walk, so he's on base twice. Chapman, no hits with 1 walk. He did scald the ball. A couple of guys scalded the ball today. Devers had a hit, a little bloopy. And I'll tell you something, Matt Chapman, look, he read that ball excellent. Was able to get the first to third on that little bloopy out to center field. Adames had a chance to get a runner with a chance to get a hit with a runner in scoring position. Couldn't come through. He wound up striking out, but he also had no hits. Lee had no hits today. Ramos had a hit and 2 strikeouts. Schmidt with no hits. Bailey with no hits with a strikeout. And Bader, he had no hits with 2 strikeouts. Webb, again, only goes 5, gave up 9 hits, had 7 strikeouts, only walked 1, but he gave up 9 hits, 6 of them earned. Rough. Wynn had a good inning. Brubaker had a good 2 innings. And then Killian, good for him. He had a nice, clean inning. Bullpen looked good today, guys. Bullpen did okay. They only allowed 1 hit in 4 innings of baseball. So, hey, there's a positive if you want to talk about it. But, Lou, let's hear from you. Me and Glenn kind of talked about it a little bit. What you got, man?
Well, I think it all started in the first inning when, Luis Arraez walks and Chapman tries to kill the ball, and it was a weak grounder to short, and he was lucky he wasn't doubled off. I know he made the great play after to get to third, but, again, one of the biggest problems with the Giants, and also on the Giants tonight, 0 for 5 with runners scoring position.
Yeah, there you go. Good call.
It was one of those things, and the other thing is I thought they kept Webb in too long. I mean, you could tell he didn't have it. I think out of those 5 runs and 7 hits, 6 of them were on the first pitch. So, they read him good. They were going all over the field. And, it was sort of just, for an opening day, it was sort of a stinker. I mean, it was one of those things where, hey, we came on, we had a pregame, we were fired up, but then reality hit, I guess is the best way to say it. But hey, when you're at home and you only get 3 hits, you're not going to win too many games. But, I thought it was one of those. And the other thing, too, and again, I'm not going to be that negative. It's game 1 of 1 at 62. I thought our defense, again, was sloppy. I know we only had 1 error, but I think there was 3 or 4 incidents that could have led to errors. Sloppy play, throwing bad. It was just one of those things where it was bad. It was an all-around sloppy game. It was more like a spring training game, but these count, if that makes sense, defensively. And, it was one of those things where, the Giants just couldn't put anything. And you could tell right then who the better team was just for today. So hopefully they can bounce back on Friday. And, I feel bad. Opening day is one of those things where when you win, it brings back a lot of fans. I know it's only 1 game, but it was sort of a dud. It was a dud. The Giants didn't really show up. And I think when Webb loses, considering how valuable he is, it's almost like 3 losses. I'm not going to say 2 anymore. I think it's like 3. And, unfortunately, you just didn't have it. It might have been the curse of our great reporter, Miss Homer Susan, who claimed he's the 3rd best pitcher in baseball. So tonight he didn't show up, and we'll see when he bounces back.
Jim Durko Rook, he donates $2. Harry Doyle, all we got was 3 damn hits. How about that? Glenn, what you got, man?
No, Lou's right on. You got to try to stay positive.
Thanks,
But,
Jim.
we're all talking the truth here. Logan Webb is not an ace. It's opening day, and this is what we got. I don't care. You know what? Hey, have at it. If you want to make excuses, just keep with the excuses.
Logan Webb's an ace. I'm sorry. Look, I'm going to disagree. Logan Webb is an ace. Look at his
Fried
numbers.
is a number 3, I think. And look at the performance he put on today.
So hold on. If that's the logic, if Webb is that bad, then Max Fried must be a Cy Young candidate. Sign him up for a Cy Young because he went 6 1/3, didn't allow any runs, gave up only a few hits. So he's a Cy
Logan
Young.
Webb is a number 3. He's not an ace pitcher, Eric.
He is an ace.
The cows come home, and at the end of the day, the numbers, the results, the proof is in the pudding. There we go. It's 7-0. The team is back to its old ways on the first game. We only got 3 hits, Lou. 3 measly hits. We couldn't get a runner into scoring position to save our life after the first inning. Game was over. We had a chance to score a run early. There was a chance to get something rolling. 1 out. Runners on base. And what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. We go to a commercial break, and guess what? Well, the Giants failed to score. Well, I'm used to hearing that last year and the year before, right? I would also say that who was it here? Let me pull it up because it was short and sweet, and it really. Did you see Will? Will had a nice
Will
there.
Will, it was the defense was
We talked about the defense. All right, if you
defense
saw
was bad.
What the hell are we doing, guys? It's opening day, and all of a sudden we got Casey Schmidt playing first. They're tinkering with this lineup, putting Schmidt at first. Did you see? And I hope you guys did. Please tell me you saw the look on Logan Webb's face when he swatted at that ball like that. He just, Logan Webb could have just went over and pucked him in the head. He's just, what are you doing? Logan shows his frustrations on the field. And he certainly showed his frustration at that play when he swiped at that ball. And the Giants were quite lucky because the ball kind of hit the runner, too, after it got by.
Twice they hit a runner. Or it would have been another error. Yeah.
That ball was trickling, down McCovey Cove somewhere. Eric, it was just, why should I be surprised? Why should I be surprised? Eric, Lou, Giants baseball. The other team gives up 3 hits. That's Giants.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about Logan, or let's talk about Casey Schmidt.
We're 0-1. We have a great spring training, guys. And what does it do? It's opening day. We lose.
Hey, spring training is practice, man.
It's all a facade.
We all said that. Hold on. Spring training is just practice. We talked about it a million times on the show. It's practice. Can
we extend it? Because we need a little more practice.
Hold on. Well, so you got to listen to what Tony Vitello said on KMBR on the Tony Vitello show, why they had Casey Schmidt. The reason why they had Casey Schmidt is because they were going up against the righty. So he was going to be a DH.
Jesus Christ. Here we go on opening day. Well, we're putting him in. It gives us an advantage. Give me a good lineup, Eric.
That's what they did. Okay. Does it matter? Okay. What do you think Encarnacion would have done? You think he would have done anything different? No, he probably wouldn't have. And he already said, hey, Schmidt was going to be in the lineup anyways. So let's just go ahead and put him at first base and we'll have Devers DH.
I didn't know Schmidt was making this team, Eric. And this is what we got opening day.
We all kind of figured Schmidt was going to be on the team.
Did you really?
As a bench player. Yeah, as a bench player, 100%.
Oh, I thought McRae gives you more than a Casey Schmidt.
McRae
gives me more than a Casey Schmidt.
Yeah, but you have to have a couple of infielders as on your bench. You have to.
Koss is a great second baseman.
Koss can play a lot of different positions, but you got to have more than one. You have to. I mean, that's just the way it is. But it's only the first game, and this is the thing. Look, the sky is not falling. The only thing that I take out of this is it looked bad on the national stage. Yeah, we could all agree it was absolutely horrendous. This is not. And look, I guarantee you, and I'm sure I'll look on Twitter here pretty soon, and I'm sure there's some comments from Logan Webb. I'm sure he wasn't happy with the performance that he had. And look, you got to take it game by game and see how it works out. So, hey, I mean, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. But does this mean this is what's going to be coming forward? No, not yet. I mean, we got to play a few games here, guys, to figure out really where we're at here. Here's JB, our buddy from Australia, donates 5. Seems that the Giants spent more money on the pregame show than the roster. Well, that was Netflix. By the way, I did like the little the drones with the smoke. That was pretty damn cool. Never seen that before. The trading of Webb is inevitable. He will not re-sign if he makes free agency. Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility.
I think he's gonna take a page out of the Lou playbook and say, "I've been in this relationship a little bit too long. I know what I come home to every day."
Hey, you got someone begging you there, Glenn, and to be unbanned. It's up to you. It's opening day. It's up to you whether or not.
So, what? Insane is on begging me to
unban. He goes, please unban me. He said, please. You can see he did say, please.
Yeah, I think it's another, 29 days? We'll see. It's opening day. He did it to himself. Anyway, listen, Lou,
well, there you
after
go.
you watch that ball game, Lou, I'm trying to think of what Lou is sitting there being positive about. Now, you guys what did you think of the broadcast? Because maybe that's why I'm cranky. Like, what is with the amateur hour? I like a degree of professionalism. Well, we've got the animated creature throwing a ball to a fan way deep in there. Like, stop it. Hell? Just give me the meat and potatoes broadcast. Give me real baseball coverage. Give me real broadcasters. I mean, they're always, did you see the post game? See the post game?
No,
they wheel a hot dog cart onto the field for the players of the game for the Yankees. They're eating fries and having a hot dog. It's like, what are you doing?
Whatever.
I would rather have pizza and a cold beer at the Long Bridge, to be honest with you. Well, Lou, spin some positivity for me because I don't know where to.
The one thing I'm a little disappointed is one of the main things about the Giants last year were runners in scoring position. They were 0 for 5 tonight. They left
That's
7
not
runners
good.
on.
That's correct.
I didn't hear the broadcast. I actually did watch the broadcast at Tommy's, and I was actually on the corner of the bar hanging with one of Glenn's buddies, Eric, the bartender. Glenn, did you happen to see the video? He thought of you. He goes, your buddy right now is probably hurting. I want to make a video and tell Glenn, I'm sorry I wasn't here for the meet and greet, and he sent you a video. So if you check the text, I sent you a video, and he basically came up with this. Glenn and his colleague, Eric, were probably very excited about opening day. We're down 7-0. I'm sorry. This is why they invented the Tommy Margarita. And he sent the video to you, Glenn. So when you check out your text, you have a video. It's from Eric. And he said, I'm sorry I wasn't there for the meet and greet.
Nice.
But beside that, I didn't see it all. The only thing I didn't like, and again, I'm just hoping the Giants aren't doing it. They kept going to a guy in the stands with a microphone. Are they trying to make it like a college sort of thing? Because one of the things I didn't like about the Giants last year is that maybe Netflix is doing it, is, they had by the 415 section, get rid of the DJ crap. Okay. That's NBA. It's not baseball. And then they showed Lucille in the right field on the water. Yeah. And then some guy was being interviewed. So I'm not sure what he said. I just thought it was sort of strange. Again, it's Netflix. They're trying to do what's best. But as for the game itself, I have not seen Webb struggle this bad in a long time. I think what happened, it was under the bright lights. He just didn't have it. But the one thing is, like I said, when your ace loses, especially on prime time, you're the only game in town, it's going to be exaggerated. I did like Luis Arraez, did make base twice. And, I think it's one of those things where we got to appreciate that.
And that's what you want in the leadoff.
I want to see how the lineup's going to be against a right-hander. Yeah. Because as we talked about earlier, Eric, when you were in the studios and me and Glenn were down, it was against a lefty. It could be one of these things where maybe, I can't remember last year, I think we struggle against lefties, but give him a little time. And senior softball, he's not the softest 300 hitter. My God, the guy won 3 batting titles in 3 years with 3 different teams. You got to give the guy respect. And without him tonight, reaching base twice, it would have been worse. But I want to see what happens. And I think what's good about the Giants, they take tomorrow off. They come back Friday. I think Webb's going to be effective, especially people forget Webb guys is going to be a free agent next year. So he needs to produce. And most times when guys are on the contract year, you get the best.
Talking about Ray, right?
I mean,
Robbie
Ray.
Right.
Robbie Ray. Sorry. That's what I meant. And I'm looking forward to him pitching on Friday, and we'll see. I also thought that too much of the pregame thing. I think the Giants got caught up. I was driving back.
Well, that's all Netflix. It had nothing to do with the Giants.
I saw they had cabs, and then they had fire
trolley
trucks,
cars,
and then the other thing is the place goes crazy for Baker and Bochy throwing out first pitch. I was told it was going to be the girl. I guess she's now pitching on Friday, the Olympian.
Oh, okay.
Do me a favor, get something to make it memorable. I don't know how Bochy and Dusty Baker are going to make it good. People forget Dusty Baker, great manager. He didn't win. He cost the Giants a championship. If you guys remember, they were 6 outs away. He took out our starting pitcher, 81 pitches in. Okay. He won his titles with the Houston Astros. He didn't win them with us. And I thought for the Giants being the only game in town, you got to make more of a presence on opening day. And maybe it's just me being spoiled where, we used to have Huey Lewis always singing the national anthem. I also thought the guy singing the national anthem was great, but he screwed up the lyrics. And that was just sort of a sign of the game. That was it.
All right, let's get to Matthew. I haven't seen him in the chat before. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. Same thing with big strikeouts in big spots. They didn't strike out a lot, but yes, they did strike out in key situations. Again, 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. That tells you it's the team and not the coaching. Okay, there's something to that. That's what happens when you put Chapman in second. I'm not so
lineup, Eric.
And I tell you, Chapman, it wasn't so bad in the 2-hole. Honestly, he really wasn't that bad. But honestly, I would like to see him bat 6th or 7th. That again, that's me. We've talked about it before. But it wasn't. Chapman is not exactly the guy who was in. Look, if you want to blame Adames, Adames had a huge advantage, right? It was a cutter right down the middle, and he whiffed on it, struck out, wind up turning into 2 outs, and then Jung-Hoo Lee comes up the next at bat, 1 pitch, and what does he do? 4, 2, 3. So, that you can't be doing that, man. Now, later in the game, there was a lot of solid contact, man. They were putting bat to ball. They didn't strike out hardly. I think Ramos was the last. Look, I think by the 2nd inning, they had 4 strikeouts, and then they didn't have the next strikeout until like the 8th inning from Ramos. So, again, I'm not gonna beat up the team so much as far as this, but let's see where this goes.
Eric, before
Glenn like you said, Lou.
Yeah, it was just a dud. But the one thing we got to consider, not too many times you're going to face the Yankees and give up 7 runs when their best player, Judge, strikes out 4 times.
4 times? He had the golden sombrero, man. Hey, maybe Original Joe's did us a freaking solid, huh? Maybe.
Should be taking advantage of that, Lou.
Bang your head. What is up? I love it. Giants were the opposite of yeet tonight. For those of you who know, you know. If you guys are wrestling fans, you know exactly what yeet is all about. But yes, the Giants were anti-yeet. Well, I think I saw something on Twitter. Did John Cena, was he on the broadcast? Was John Cena on the broadcast? I think maybe not. Maybe someone was just.
And maybe because Netflix is doing WrestleMania after the first.
Yeah, they got a contract with the WWE. Yeah. But gosh dang, man, I really wanted the Giants. Look, this is the game I really wanted them to win. Because again, it's a Logan Webb start. Because after Logan Webb, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Robbie Ray, look, he's still good. I'm not going to say the other 3 guys. I think they're going to come out looking fine. But look, you can't be sitting up there giving up freaking hits all over the place, man. So, it's tough, man. It's a brutal one, especially with it being at a home opener. When it's a home opener, and look, this is the first day home opener for the Giants in quite some time, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, again, the optics, if you want to say, it looked really bad for the Giants.
And I'm not really upset that Webb got pounded. I just didn't like the sloppy defense because
defense was pretty bad.
Year. It was bad. And again, I know it was only 1 error, but it could have been 3 more. I've never seen a game where the team was so sloppy. Casey throws the short, Adames then throws it into the runner. And then the next inning, a guy's going to third, they throw it in the runner. It was like just an extension of spring training. And when it counts, everything's more under the microscope. And they were the only game in town. And it just didn't qualify. It was a sloppy game and it was a dud.
Oh, here we go. We got a comment from Tony Vitello. All right, there we go. Let's bring this up, guys. Alex Pavlovich tweets out, Tony Vitello, whichever phase you pick out, we just weren't as good as we were capable of being tonight. All right, fair enough. All right, I get it. Said he's looking forward to getting back out there on Friday behind the ultimate grunt master, Robbie Ray. Again, he will take the ball on Friday. So,
well, what do you expect Tony to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, rah. He needs, he's
of course,
pom-poms. So.
Right. And look, he's being realistic. They didn't play up to what their expectations were. And you got to say
their expectations, but did they play up to their potential?
No, they didn't. And I think that's what he's alluding to. I think that's what he's
alluding to. There's a difference.
No excuses.
Again, Eric.
He's not making excuses.
Again, Eric, you threw in Bader and Arraez trying to fix what happened last year. That doesn't fix last year. This is last year's team with a couple of different paint jobs. You stick some silly putty on it, try to fix this, and call it a better team. We'll see. I just think that everybody's rah-rahing this thing and hyping this thing into something it's not, Eric. And again, Judge, he was fanning flies over there tonight. That is the night you got to take advantage of it. Get some runs.
100%, dude.
And they didn't. That tells me it's going to be a tough series. Once if he swings a hot bat in one of these games, all of a sudden you lose that one too. So you lose the series to begin with. Then you could get swept. I mean, this is Eric. This is why the baseball can get out of hand in a hurry. Just saying. Deal.
Yeah, I hear you.
It is a big deal. I'm going to take the Robert Rothberg
anti-Rothberg.
When you lose, you lose. They're 0-1, Eric.
Yep.
They're batting 1,000 in the loss column. They lost.
Yeah, it's one game. Not worried about it. Let's see what happens.
Right? Okay, Lou, you heard it here. I'm going to edit this out, and we're going to save this for the end of the season. And I swear to God, if we miss the playoffs by one game, I'll say, Eric, it's just one game.
Hey, look, in a baseball season,
one game.
In a baseball season, you know how many times we're going to say it was one game?
Double digits. We don't make it by one game. Maybe we'll be saying that on whatever it is, September 28th. I'll say it.
Gonna happen.
Maybe next year. It was only one game.
But you know what? That's just the way a season goes.
It was the Chardal curse. The Chardal curse.
Yeah, he said 9-zip, right? Didn't he say 9-zip the Giants? Yeah. Way to go, Chardal. Damn it. Oh, look at Let It Ride. Who is this guy? Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. Says Logan Webb looked like a rookie. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Ocean View says, Glenn is crashing out.
It was a long day to begin with. And then I had to come home and watch the game. I signed up for Netflix for this, but they said within 30 days I can get out of it. I just won't renew my credit card. So I'm out. Eric, the game today, why is it that somebody said in there that they kind of dumb it down? That's really what they do. Why do they treat baseball broadcasts in these fashions to a national audience? Like they make baseball for like stupid people. Next, they're going to have like their cartoons between innings. This is a double play, and they're going to have the guy, the cartoon with the beaver with a big pointer. The ball goes here to here, and they make you feel stupid watching baseball, Eric. Huh. They dumb it down. And that's why, and I wasn't joking. Do you guys remember, Lou, you're a big football fan. Do you remember back a few years ago, you'd watch the Super Bowl and, you can watch it on Nickelodeon. They'll slime the players if they score a touch. That is not for a true fan. Give me meat and potatoes, nuts and bolts of the sport, deep dive coverage. I don't want to see slimed and animated balls. The animated ball, and then all of a sudden, there's lucky Eric Romo holding the ball, going, "Hey, I got the ball!" Like, come on.
Yeah,
I'm just tired of amateur hour.
I think the one thing is, for it being the first game of the season, they probably should. To me, it should have been like a presentation how special baseball used to be, like a Monday Night Baseball. When they had Monday Night Baseball, you had Joe Garagiola, you had the best announcers in the business. But hey, the one thing is you can't really get upset at Major League Baseball because they're trying to get more money out of other situations. Netflix, now there's 3 football games a year. They always do the Black Friday, something different. I just thought overall everything was bad. Again, I only listened to the radio driving back home. I didn't get to hear it live, but obviously from what you guys thought, the broadcast wasn't that good. even, and again, I'm not the biggest Hunter Pence fan. I know he was part of the gang, but to me, I don't really care about the announcing. I just want to see the product on the field, and that's what's most important to me.
Yeah, and look, and as far as the broadcast, yeah, and that's the thing. Unfortunately, that's kind of, as a society, that's kind of where we're going, unfortunately, and it sucks. Because to your point, Glenn, I just want it to be about baseball. I could care less about the taxis and the hot dogs and the freaking the hand on the skateboard and all. Come on, let's just play some baseball. But unfortunately, what they're trying to do, baseball is trying to cater to a broader audience. And that's unfortunate. And what happens is those of us who really enjoy the game of baseball, we kind of get left by the wayside because it's more about, quote unquote, the entertainment value rather than just the value on the field. And that's where it needs to be. That's where it needs to be. The focus needs to be on what is going on between the lines, man. Come on. And and it sucks. And I think Padina, that's not why they lost. That's correct. Look, the broadcast had nothing to do with
it. Didn't cost them the game. But listen, you're spot on, Eric. They do this shenanigan, this foolishness, this I call it amateur hour. There's my term for this. It's amateur hour. They try to win fans over. I think it pisses off true fans like us. It does certainly me. And Eric, somebody just said it in the comments. Did it really win anybody over? Does it win? They're trying to cater. No, they're trying to cater to people who aren't fans. So what are you doing? You know how you convert people? Give me great coverage of a great sport. I don't want Nickelodeon type broadcasts. I want real coverage. Anyway, it is.
It's one shot a year. It'll never be like this the rest of the season.
It just compounded what was just a bad night overall. So, I mean, it made me a little on edge. But, hey, great pregame show. Great working with you in public, Lou. I mean, people are anywhere I go. Is that you, Eric? Now they're like, you, Lou Marsden? Jesus, I can't go anywhere. Jesus. I made Eric cranky. Look at Eric. Eric rolled his eyes and he didn't come back. He goes,
so I got to tell you guys something that's sort of crazy. I don't know if you guys remember when we did the show. There were I went 2 days.
Oh, Lou, I got a text. Did you get I'm sorry to interrupt you, Lou.
Yeah.
Did you get the text? I think Eric is having sporadic internet issues tonight.
Okay,
so,
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, he said Xfinity doing their own Xfinity things. He's going to try to get that resolved, but
no problem.
He had intermittent problems. Take it away, Lou.
So I actually, after our meet and greet, I had to drop some tickets off to Julio, and I actually just said, "Hey, thank you for having us. I appreciate the shirts and the work." So tonight, when I went to watch a Giant game, there was a guy that came in and said, "Listen, I'm going back to a city." He's right outside Sydney, Wales. Do you have any more of those shirts with the logo that I was wearing? And he goes, yeah. He goes, do you have any double X's left? And the guy goes, because Lou gave one to one of the girls and I want one. And then the guy, I go, oh, you got one of the lucky shirts. He goes, hey, aren't you Super Salty Lou? And I said, yes. And he goes, dude, I've been watching your show since I met you. Thank you very much. And I think what's really starting to go is I can't go into Tommy's anymore when people are not talking about the meet and greet. The staff came up to us, said, hey, I had so much fun. Enrique again said, I'm sorry I'm not there. When can we do it again? Also, Enrique said, hey, I caught your pregame at Longbridge. Where's Longbridge located? I just know it's off 3rd. I said, well, next time when we're doing it, take notes because we gave the address a bunch of times. And he goes, boy, you guys, not only do you have fun, but you guys are really enjoyable to listen to. And I said, well, I appreciate that. Thanks. But I think
it depends on it. Take that.
I think it's just really starting to get more popular. And I'm very excited for the next event we do outside of our houses. Yeah, and I think, awesome. I know me and Glenn appreciate being on there. Eric, you're doing all the work to make us look easy. I just, again, want to say thank you because you make it easy. We just hook up. But I think we have a good group. And, hey, it's game 1 of 162. We're going to have a lot more downs. But, hopefully we can bounce back on Friday. And, hey, they're professionals. They should be embarrassed. And let's see what we're going to get on Friday.
Lou, about our broadcast today, we also, you know what makes us look good is when you get great people dropping by the set. We had Low Steed, no stranger to the camera. He popped in for a few minutes. We also had Orange Man. It's going to become a tradition. Orange Man dropped by the set. He was talking a little Giants baseball. And then you, Lou, you had the interview of the day. You got to sit down and interview a great guest.
Neil, who is the owner and Arizona alumni of Longbridge. And I thought, very nice. I mean, to tell you the truth, he was sort of hesitant. I go, dude, come on, give yourself a little plug. I really enjoyed the pizza. I enjoyed the road soda. They could not have been nicer. At the end, the staff said, thank you. Neil wrote me and said, hey, thank you for interviewing. Thank you for giving us so much. If I can ever help you guys again, let me know. And I think, one of these days we're going to do, I think what me and Eric talked about when we get the chat where we can maybe get like a Thursday or a Friday night, get a bunch of us in the bleachers, go there before, have a little pizza and beer, take the T line to the game and enjoy ourselves. Now we have another that. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I like that plan that you're talking about, Lou. We all gather at Longbridge, have some pizza, and then take the Muni over to the freaking park.
Yeah.
And we all go sit in the bleachers, man. That sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Celtics lore. What is this? Look at this. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. Again, we're reaching out to New York. He goes, as a Yankees fan, I agree. The Jameis Winston stuff was corny. The WWE stuff was boring, and Bert wasn't funny, and you could tell all those people don't watch the MLB. They cater to the people who aren't watching. That's a fact. That is a damn fact, man. Great.
Was Bert the one trying to get everyone fired up? Because I was listening on the radio driving.
Oh, my God, dude.
Was that what he was? Everybody get fired up?
My God.
Look at it.
Dude, he was trying to fire him up. I'm like, this is about the corniest shit that I've ever heard.
Yeah, there's only that one guy who does the boxing matches and then the guy that does the UFC. I mean, they're both very unique, but this other guy was trying almost too hard.
Yeah, right? Yeah, little try hard going on in there. Johnny Tryhard. I think Jalal Leach. I remember he used that term before. Johnny Tryhards, and that's exactly what it was. That was just.
Maybe they should just flip the script. Try being the best at one thing. I've said that about a lot of people. Try being focused and the best on one thing, and not again trying to cater to you're trying to cater to people who aren't fans. So what are we doing here? Cater to the fans who are tuning in to watch baseball. And I can see a lot of people were, why the hell is Jameis Winston? Jameis Winston was a hell of a ball player, and he played ball at where was it, Luke? Florida State, I believe.
Florida State. Yep.
So I can see that, and they got a different angle, and maybe he wasn't bad on the production, but again, it was the WWE or WWF or whatever. Why do they see? They're trying to. You bring in WWE guys, and then
how about bringing baseball guys, man? There's plenty of baseball guys out there.
Sport, lure them over. Stop.
Right? It's a baseball game. Let's bring in baseball people. Look, if you want to bring people in who play other sports but have a love for the game of baseball, okay. But man, there's plenty of freaking baseball players out there that can go out there and freaking do a better job. Come on, it's not that hard.
You know what? I did this earlier. Focus when you're doing the broadcast. Focus. I think, Eric, if you look at the postseason and how great the games are, part of it is the post-production. You're getting into the postseason. They usually have a nice set. When Fox does the games, Fox doesn't screw around. They get that panel of 4 or 5 veteran players who are retired. Some are Hall of Famers. They got a great broadcasting crew, and then they let the baseball do the talking. And that's why if you let the baseball do the talking, you get a great broadcast. You're trying to inflate something that's already got, nicks in it. It's like, what are you doing? Anyway, listen, that's should be the least concern tonight. The team looked uninspired, looked like last year's Giants team, and I think we're going to see a lot.
Flat. They were flat today.
I think you're going to see a lot of it this year, Eric. I don't know why.
We don't know that. We don't know whether we're going to see that. It's one game.
We didn't make any changes. Like, we really, at the end of the day, we didn't. The bullpen got worse. The back end of the pitching staff, we don't know what's there. And they really didn't add much to the lineup that they should have.
Let's see what happens and then let it play out. And then we could go from there. Seriously, I'm not going to sit here and And
Lou,
this
did
is
we
not
make enough off-season changes, Lou?
they made a lot of changes, whether or not they were good or not. Go for it, Lou.
Yeah, no, I think they made changes, but they also kept a few things there. I mean, we know Ramos isn't the greatest in left field, but they have nobody else. I mean, who else are they going to put there in left field?
We'll fix it.
Yeah, well, they like him because of his offense. So you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well, they like Luciano and Matos, Eric. Then Lou, they just had to give all these guys away for nothing. They just go find another home. They like those guys, Lou. Don't be afraid to make them
again. Here's my take. The Yankees beat us 7-0. They struck out 11 times. The bullpen was good. Judge struck out 4 times. And if you were to say that, you go, wait a minute, what? I'm sorry. The Giants lost and didn't score when they had 11 strikeouts. Judge struck out 4 times. It was almost like you guys got to be kidding me. But again, it's one game. The thing is, and this is where it's going to get ugly, is they got to come out on Friday and win, because we've talked about this for the last 2 months. This schedule is brutal. Okay. I know we have a lineup that's going to do better, but maybe we're overlooking our starters. Maybe our bullpen's decent, but our starters aren't. And, we talked about, to start this season, starters aren't going to go that long, right? Most of them haven't been extended. And I thought today, one of the big keys and what we talked about is to get the lead early, put the pressures on the Yankees. But, it was almost one of those things where the stage was set, the lights were on, and we faltered. And, it was, you win as a team, you lose as a team. It wasn't really Webb's fault. It was a team loss, but it's one loss. I just feel bad for Tony V, because his first game of the season, this team played bad defensively. And then worse is you guys can't even score. What did I get myself into? So really, I think that's, one of those things.
Ooh, and here's something, and then we could talk about this. This was the talk all throughout the WB. Anytime the WBC goes on, there's always this conversation, right? Did guys who participate in the WBC, do they suffer, which I call WBC-itis, where they get amped up a little bit too early in the season, right? Well, before even the season starts, I should say. And then their regular season suffers because of it. I don't know. It's what, Mitt, I'll tell you what, Mitt, if it goes on over the next few starts, then maybe we could say something about it. One start, it's hard to go and say, yeah, that's what it is. But look, it might be. Let's see how it all plays out. We'll see in another 5 days. Oh, I should say another 5 starts, whether or not Webb can bounce back. We'll have to see.
I don't want to always seem like I'm anti-establishment, Eric, but I think the opposite. I think you're already in season shape now. If you're a guy like Logan, what do you mean? How many innings did he pitch in the World Baseball Classic? Yeah, I think that's a ridiculous statement. I mean, oh my God, he didn't pitch 38 games or anything at the World. It's like his arm fell off. Come on, here's
my question with Webb. Webb pitched, but he didn't pitch the final. So, did he pitch a game between his last game in the WBC and now?
Yes, he went up against the Rockies and he got rocked.
Okay, well, maybe he got hurt during the WBC and we didn't know about it, and maybe that's why he didn't pitch that finals game that USA lost.
I honestly, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe we ain't gonna hear about it now because they're just not gonna divulge that kind of stuff, because then it gets, you don't want to give away state secrets. But I don't know. It's a tough way to start the season. There's no doubt about it. Again, we expected a little bit more, and that's the thing. It's one thing. It's one thing to lose a game. It's another thing to get blanked and then get a crooked number. That oh my God, 5 runs in the second inning. That was like, man, it's gonna take a damn miracle to try to come back from that. And they couldn't even scratch across one. So.
Well, let's see how this plays out, Eric. You say it's only one game, but I saw what I had to see today. I saw what I saw, Eric.
Yeah, for this game, yeah.
It's the same team with a couple of Band-Aids on it as last year.
Yeah, well, the Yankees, aren't the Yankees the same team as they were last year?
Yeah, but they're a team that won like 94 games, Eric. We're a team that won 81, and we were supposed to get better.
Hey, what did I say? What was my prediction that the Giants are going to do this year?
So you think you're going to get better by moving?
games.
Well, we're going to move. Jung-Hoo Lee couldn't run anything. We're going to move him to right field. He has less room. He doesn't have to run as far. Oh, that's going to make us better. And we're going to bring in a center fielder. Again, how many times have I said? Bader. Yeah. He's never been a starter anywhere else, but we'll bring him in. We're going to make him a starter. It's Giants' philosophy of let's just reinvent the wheel and bring it in. We're going to prove it.
I tell you what.
We're going to prove the world wrong.
Give it another 3 months, and if it's still pretty bad, well, then we could say that. I ain't saying that on day one of the season. I'm just not going.
Well, much to the frustration of our good friend Robert Rothberg, we are 0-1. We will not go unbeaten.
Yeah. And Eric, one thing I did hear on the drive back, Max Fried is I think 4-1 with an ERA of like 1.25. As you know, if you remember, he pitched for the Atlanta Braves against the Giants at Oracle Park. So it might have also just been one of those things.
He's a giant killer.
Yeah, one of these teams that you have your number, and tonight was a perfect indication. It just didn't transpire. But I thought it was just more of a flat performance. It happens.
Well, there we go. Got the link out there. I see Glenn threw it out there. So if you guys want to join,
Dean just got home.
Conversation. Right? Come on in.
Yep. Oh, so look at this. I don't agree with this statement. This is like a cop-out. Tough loss. No, that was an embarrassment. 7-0 on opening night with Webb pitching. That's an embarrassment. A tough loss would have been, they scored the 2 in the top of the 9th and we couldn't come back. That would be a tough loss if it was 5-4.
I get you.
A tough loss is not 7-0. That is a freaking embarrassment. Sorry. It's the way I feel.
No, dude, you're not wrong on that one. You're not wrong on that one.
Tough loss. Yeah, that's a cop-out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what he means, but it was tough. It was a tough watch. No, I mean,
tough watch, but not a tough loss.
yeah, right. I'm sitting there barbecuing, enjoying my freaking burgers and having a cerveza. And I was like, man, this is not fun.
Well, Lou left me at the pizza shop. Everything you just pack up. I got to get my next appointment. That was great. And what happened, Lou? The tea broke down. So I was on the train. I left about 2 minutes after Lou, and Lou, I was only halfway home, not moving when they did the flyover. And I was like this on the train. I went, oh my God. And then getting there, I got off at the wrong stop going to the show today. He was like, where are you? I'm like, I'm outside. He goes, the address is 2400. I said, yeah, I meant 1900. And please. Yeah. So anyway,
the show could have been better because I phoned Eric and he goes, "What do you mean he's not there?" I go, "He's not here." I go, dude, he's not.
I need one of those. What do they call them now? I used to call them a seeing eye dog. Now they're called
service dog.
Yeah, I need a service dog to get me to and from the show. I was late last night, then I blew the pants out. It's not been a good couple of days for me, Lou.
Tough 48 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, my Anthony Millard, what's up? He comes in and says, it was a shitty game. Well, there you go.
That's it in a nutshell.
And Eric, I think the key is it's opening day, first game of the season. If this would have been mid-season and it happens, we wouldn't be that negative. But, that's
our buddy Graham. Our buddy Graham over there, also across the pond, even a little bit further than where Liam is. This guy's up in Scotland. The Orkney Islands, that's where he makes his home. He's a huge Yankees fan, so yes, it was not a tough watch.
No, of course. Let's go to line 4, Eric. Bring in Dean.
Dean, he's back home. What is up, dude?
Not the Giants score. That's what I'll tell you.
The exasperation. That was great.
That was about as bad a way you could have started a season as you can possibly imagine. The only worst thing is getting no hit, but
yeah, that was rough. What was the vibe in the park, man? I got to hear it because you were there. I want to hear what it was like there in the ballpark.
Oh, it was hopping for about 30 minutes. and then the reality set in.
Yeah.
No, listen, I feel like I've been listening on the drive home, and you know what? I kind of feel like I'm falling somewhere in between everybody right now. Because, like, yes, on the one hand, it is game one. It is 162 games. There are going to be many ups and downs. But
yes, there is.
At the end of the day, I look at that game and, like, you look at the three phases, right? You look at the hitting, the pitching, and the fielding, and they didn't do particularly well at anything today. Like, I'll give props where props is due. Bullpen did fine.
Bullpen did good. Yep.
Bader made a pretty good play in the outfield.
Okay.
Like you said, there were some didn't strike out a bunch, but those are all things that are you point to when you lose like 2-3 or 3-4. It's just like, if we just didn't do that one thing wrong, then we would have won it. But no, this is not. I mean, so at this point, I'm just like, this better be the floor. If this is the floor, then I can live with that. But if this is the expectation moving forward, this is going to be a long season.
Now talk to me about Logan Webb in that second inning. It's hard to hear because I was listening to it on the radio as I was enjoying my outdoors. Was it hard contact? I really didn't pick it up on the radio so much. Was it hard contact or was it just C&I type of things?
It
was pretty decent contact, yeah. And what I noticed is that it was, a lot of it was like first pitch, second pitch, third pitch, really quick outs. It's like whatever the Yankees were seeing, they were hitting it. Pretty much the opposite of what we were seeing with Fried, because Fried had pretty long at bats, but nothing was really connecting. And if things turn in another universe, Fried goes more than six in the third innings, and things are even worse. But I look at Webb, and again, I'm not too worried about Webb. Okay. I still think to this point that if you look at the entire body of work with Webb, I still am on the idea that he's like probably maybe the 10th, 11th best starting pitcher in baseball. Like, definitely a good starting pitcher, definitely a good definitely a guy that is solid at number one. But yeah, like, you look at the other guys that are available and they're better. But I do think that Webb, and like, this was very I've seen Webb melt down before. I went to a Nats game in Washington a couple years back and saw Webb give up 8 in 2 innings, and that was pretty bad. And he bounced back from it after that second inning implosion, got through third, fourth, fifth innings relatively fine. And again, that's also not entirely unlike Webb either. Webb has a tendency to struggle the first time through the order, which is kind of the opposite of what you would expect, right? You normally expect starting pitchers to do pretty well through the first through the first time through the lineup, and then get a little bit worse as you go to the second and third times through. Webb's kind of the opposite. He struggles the first time through the lineup, and then he kind of gets it together in the second, third time through the lineup. So going into this game, I was like, if Webb can get through the lineup first time without getting hit, then I think we have a decent shot to win this game. Obviously, that didn't happen. And so there we are.
Okay, guys, before we go, I want to show a couple of clips here. And then we got a couple of guys that we also want to bring in here. Let's take a look.
Hope you enjoyed the night there, Dean.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Logan Webb.
How much encouragement did you get in a matchup with Aaron Judge? I could do it.
Bad job.
There you go. No, hey, he's not making any excuses. I like to hear that. Look, I'm not sitting here saying that he's going to come out here and throw a gem next time, but he's not making excuses. That's what you want from a guy. I could deal with that. That is someone who at least understands, hey, you know what? I could have been better. All right, let's listen to Tony Vitello. I like this one. This is a good one as well. Here we go.
This is a half painful, half easy press conference to do because it was pretty straight up. Like I said, whichever phase you pick out, we just weren't as good. as we're capable of being tonight, and they played well, so it worked out the way that it did.
What are you going to make?
Tony, in the first inning, you had Willie up with first and third with one out, and he strikes out. Jung-Hoo grounds out. It seemed like that was a chance to kind of get a little momentum going early on. Do you feel like that was kind of a missed opportunity to get some early momentum against Fried?
Yeah, I mean, you get the crowd all, hyped up. You score the first run, and, of course, the buzz didn't die down from the national anthem and all the things that went into the lead up of the game. So it feeds into the crowd part a little bit more. But it's tough to have a time machine and go back and figure out how would the rest of the game have played out after that. So, again, I choose whatever words at times. I don't know if it made sense. We can dissect the player too, where we definitely want to play catch better and make some adjustments. Guys out of the bullpen attack immediately. We could nitpick, but this wasn't a March Madness game where we drew up the wrong play at the end, or one guy missed a free throw at the end of the game or anything like that.
Like it.
It's true. You were just
I like it.
You were just plain ugly.
Yeah, it was just he's not making excuses, and I dig that. That is a breath of fresh air for me. And look, we're talking about a bad loss, but I'm telling you, I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. Hey, we got another guy here in the green room. I haven't seen him in a while. What is up, Dallas? How's it going?
Holy
Hello.
crap!
Hey,
It must
how's
be
it
opening
going?
day. They're coming into the woodwork today, Eric.
Right on. There we
That's
go.
right.
Hey, dude, I love the shirt. Love the hat. There we go, man.
Yeah, I get all dressed up in my best Giants clothes, and then a little bit of a letdown.
Listen to the golden tones on this guy. See, when I go to Oracle Park, Dean, this is the guy. This is the guy who I should be listening
Now
to.
batting.
Now batting. Maybe getting a hit. Yeah, you do a great job, Dallas.
Willie
Sounds good.
Adamas.
Sounds
Adamas. Yeah, I love it.
Dallas, what'd you think of the game tonight, pal?
Well, you go into it with all the hope in the world of new season, all these couple of new players, not all these new players, but hope is there. Everyone is going in with high hopes. Oh, they're going to win 6-2. They're going to win. They're going to put some runs on the board, and then it's the Giants, and they faced a tough lefty, and that's kind of what happened. That was the story of last year, and it's mainly the same team. It's going to be the story this year. So it's. You get back to reality, and it kind of comes down to what did you expect? And so they kind of ran into a buzzsaw. The offense didn't do anyone any favors, and then Logan Webb, he was struggling, man. And I heard Dave Fleming on the broadcast, and then FP Santangelo after the game talking about how maybe they had, he was tipping some pitches. They had something on him from. The WBC, his teammates on the WBC are now his enemies.
That's the case. Judge wouldn't have struck it out 3 times, right?
That's true. Yeah. That's a good counterpoint.
Right. I mean, he did have 7 strikeouts. It's not like they just had they were able to put together a bunch of hits, and hey, they run the base pads really good. The Yankees were out there running. They didn't mess around.
But it happened fast. It was 0 to 5-0. Immediately.
Right.
I mean, they were not taking pitches. They were just teeing off on them, and it was fast. And then it was kind of an uphill battle after that. They never got anything going, and that's all they wrote. So.
Hey, Kyle. Oh, Kyle, where'd you go, man? I was going to bring you in, dude. I was going to say, just hang out for a little bit. We'll bring you right in. Kyle Morris, I saw you down there in the green room. Come back in, dude.
Hey, Dallas, I think the Giants got to start looking after their own, within their own confines and stop worrying about the competition and this lefty-righty. So all of a sudden, it's opening day, and I thought we were going to see Encarnacion at DH. Nope. And there's so many things that didn't play out right from the get-go that I thought would happen. And again, we're back to this, we had to put Casey Schmidt on opening day at first base. Well, there's your problem. You want to beat the best? Go head-to-head with the best. Give me the best power hitters and go against the best power hitting team. Where was Encarnacion tonight? Why we got Schmidt, who I don't even think has a home on this roster, but that is, up for debate. I want to see the power hitters play against the power hitters, beat them at their own game.
Yeah, I kind of thought, you don't have Eldridge, so you want to find a place for a DH. Who's it going to be? And if you want to get Schmidt in there, you don't want to have him at DH because he's a good defender. So, they the place he should be playing is at second base, but they signed Arraez and said you got second base, even though you're not as good a defender. And to be fair, he played a decent second base tonight. Turned to double play. He was fine. So if that continues, then I'll eat my words. But they are kind of trying to pigeonhole Schmidt in there because Arraez he's the second baseman and he's not moving.
Right.
Arraez is probably a better firstman than Schmidt, and Schmidt is probably a better second baseman than Arraez.
That's a good point. Hey, Dallas, he makes a good point. They could have done that.
But Schmidt made this team, didn't he, Eric? As you talked earlier, Schmidt is your bench player. Then why is my bench player starting inning 1 of game 1? He's my bench player. And I got to agree with Dallas. I think once that move was made, I thought it was carved in stone. I thought once Eldridge, he's not ready. That opened the door for Encarnacion and his good bat he swung in the preseason. The logic of putting this lineup together, I'll tell you, it surprises me each and every day out.
Well, Tony Vitello said like I said in the KBR, that Schmidt was going to be in there whether it was a DH or not. He was going to be in there.
Why?
What is it? The lefty thing? Is it Encarnacion not good against lefties where
Maybe.
Schmidt is okay
It could be.
against him?
Who cares, Dallas? Why do other teams play their players every day?
That's the way the front offices do it now, man. That's unfortunate. I know we sit there and we complain about it, but that's the decision making that they use. They go down and they look at these printouts and say, this guy has some success against the lefty. This guy, not so much. So they play the numbers, and every baseball club in the MLB does it.
Does it win you more than it loses you? Because we lost 7-0 tonight. It didn't seem to work tonight, Eric.
Yeah, it didn't. Unfortunately. And look,
I say players
saw the game. They were making some pretty damn solid contact. It's not like they were out there, looking foolish. They were making hard contact.
I don't know if Encarnacion would have scored 7 runs to keep it interesting.
One swing of the bat. He hits 2 grand slams with one swing. It was tough, man. And look, we all, as Giants fans, we wanted to see a little bit better. Look, it's one thing if you lost maybe 5-3 or something, but 7-0, dude. Boy, that one's tough. That would, and then again, I think that's why Glenn and Lou to a certain extent, it's tough, man. And I wasn't like a dude when it went 5-0 in a second. I was like, oh my god. Oh, what is going on here, man? Come on, we can't be doing this shit.
Yeah,
brutal, man.
I love the chat tonight, Eric. You see one person saying, "Don't yell at Dallas," and then after what I did to insane sports takes, you got other people yell at him if you want, Glenn. You just yell at him if you want. It's been lively. It's been lively here the last couple of days, Dallas. It's been something else.
Something. I'm telling you. Hey, we're piling it up in here. Let's bring in Kyle. I haven't seen Kyle.
Holy cow.
Order report. What's up,
hey,
dude?
Kyle.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going good, man. So I know you're a big Giants fan, even though you're sporting an Angels cap. I'm okay with that. But
I can't do the Giants hat tonight.
Oh,
no way.
Look at it! Come on, it's one game, you guys. Come on.
Well, I've had issues for a while. I had big problems with their off season as well.
Yeah, I get you. I totally understand it, man. And I wasn't happy. I wanted them to do more, but talk to me, man. What was it that you took out of this game?
Well, not a lot of good things, obviously. I think that this year Logan Webb starts. I completely agree with Lou. It's so important. It's worth 3 games almost with Logan Webb starts, because once you get past Robbie Ray, you don't really have viable starters in the major leagues. I know Landon Roop flashed last year, but how long do we expect him to go, really? And I mean, Logan Webb and Robbie Ray's starts are super important, and the fact that you were just completely uncompetitive is really concerning for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I hear you, Kyle. I mean, it's tough. And Lou, I'll let you speak to this. I mean, right? He's talking about when you lose a Webb start, specifically with the Giants, because, we don't know how this rotations are going to pan out. There's some, high expectations to a certain extent to see what they're going to do. I mean, again, talk about this, Lou. How tough is it when the Giants? I mean, look, Logan Webb's not going to go out there and win every single game, but this guy is our workhorse for the Giants.
Well, first of all, Dallas, good to hear from you, buddy. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Lou.
I think when you bring up Webb, why it's so important is also the way the schedule goes this year, where we're off tomorrow, and then we're off on Sunday. It's so unique. I assume, again, I'm not 100% sure, but Webb's probably going to come back on Monday, which would be his 5-day rest. But I really think it's important because Kyle brings up a good point. We have a lot of question marks, 3, 4, 5. Not that they can't pitch, but they're not the same caliber as our first two starters. And the other thing I just looked up is Webb in the last 3 years, not his personal record, but in games he started for the Giants, they are 1 game below 500. Okay? He might be 14-12, but if he has 29 starts, they're less. And I think that's a problem. That's why when you call a guy an ace, they don't have that. Now, I don't want to hear the same BS that we have heard for the last 2 years. He gets no run support, because you could say that tonight. He got no runs. Again, doing the old Matt Cain thing, right? But tonight, you don't see him hitting somebody right off the bat. He was frustrated. I don't think it was the tip of the pitches, because, if they were tipping the pitches, someone like Aaron would have gone deep, right? I just think it was a bad game. Now, if he comes back in San Diego and gets hit again, considering Eric I didn't know that he got hit his final preseason game, then I'm worried. Yeah. I'm really worried for a couple reasons. Is he injured and maybe he's too proud where he's not going to say, hey, guys, I'm injured? Because, Webb's been sort of known for that, where he won't tell you
point the distance,
something's wrong with him.
Oh, yeah. He bears
until
down.
It's really the very, 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 very last minute. And I like what he does when he comments, but, that's why he is a leader for the Giants. But what I mean is he might be our best pitcher, but when you guys are talking, it's the same thing with Hall of Famers. They're the best. It's a big word in baseball. Baseball, one thing is stats don't lie. Okay. Susan said the other day, oh, well, his ERA is great. Okay. Well, tonight, after 1 game, his ERA is 10. I know it's not going to be like that all season, but when you have a guy now that, as Eric pointed out, 2 straight bad starts, his next start's going to be on the road in San Diego, where the Giants don't do well in San Diego, then I'd be a little bit worried, But again, it is 1 game. But when your ace loses, especially opening day, the exaggeration factor is even worse. Oh my God, we lost the first game. We didn't score. I know everyone's panicking. I know Glenn's upset. But again, if we come back and we win Friday and Saturday, everyone's going to forget about this game. But with this schedule, they cannot get on a bad losing streak. They can't get swept. They can't go to San Diego. If you guys look, every team had a winning record last year. I mean, this could get ugly quick. So what the Giants need to do is come out, get a lead. That stadium was, as Dean would say, it was ready to rock. There was an instant, where the Giants, it was so funny because Arraez walks, crowd's getting into it. Then all of a sudden, first pitch, weak grounder to short. Chapman beat it out, or it should have been a double play, I thought. I was like,
yeah, he got up the line quick.
Yeah. So then they have runners at first and third, a strikeout, or to the old Giants. And then this is what's so weird about it is that's why hopefully when we have a right-hand batter, you got to move Arraez down. You can't have these strikeouts in key situations because we went through it last year, the whole entire season. I mean, I've never seen a team with runners at first and third with nobody out. And all we got to do is put the bat on the ball and we score a run. Give me a sacrifice fly occasionally, but it's only 1 game. I just don't hope it is what we went through last year. And
I
it's
hear you.
going to be tough because Tony got thrown a curveball, a lefty right off the bat. He also realized, shit, I got to use Casey Schmidt at first. So, it wasn't the easiest. First of all, it's to manage baseball, it's not the easiest. When it's your first game ever, he got thrown a bunch of curveballs. Unfortunately, didn't work out for him. And you know what you got to do about this? As a lot of coaches say, throw out the tape, forget about it. Guys, tomorrow do what you can, and let's come back Friday and win.
And you know what? That's the beauty of baseball, right? Because you got another game tomorrow, right? Now, again, that's figurative because that's what baseball is. It's almost every day for the next 6 months. So you don't have time to sit there and dwell and worry about it. You got to go out there and play another game. Dean, you were at the game right there in person. Is there anyone that really stood out to you the most on either team, whether it was the Giants or the Yankees, that you were very impressed with?
Oh, well, Giants-wise, can't really say that there was anybody I was too impressed by. I mean, I guess I'll give it to, I'll give it to Brubaker for going 2 clean innings.
Yeah, he went 2 innings.
Brubaker. That's the best.
I know, I know, Glenn, I'm really digging for scraps here. I know, but you gotta pick somebody here. So, on the Yankees, though, I mean, I gotta say, you know who actually kind of surprised me and impressed me today? Austin Wells, 9-hole hitter, on base 3 out of 4 times, single walk. Drove in a couple runs.
What position does he play again, Dean?
Oh, what about that? I believe he plays catcher, Lou.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay, because as we all know, we have the best catcher in the league, no matter what. So I just wanted to.
Oh yeah, no. Cal, who is that? I'm pretty sure that's short for the state we live in.
Yeah. All right. Just want to make sure. This guy bats 9th. He gets on 3 times, and then of course that guy in Seattle. But everyone says we have the greatest because he's a Golden Glove. But I just wanted to ask you again, Mr. Wells, who he plays. But please go ahead.
But yeah, again, like good approach of the plate. Didn't need to do too much. Again, funnily enough, the whole bottom of the Yankees order, their 7, 8, 9-hole hitters, they showed tonight. They were ready for tonight. Our 7, 8, 9-hole hitters, Schmidt, Bailey, Bader, I almost forgot because they did pretty much nothing all game. Nope, nothing there.
I'm going to go to Dallas. Dallas, we haven't talked since they completed the roster here. Any surprises on the bullpen side of it? I mean, it's kind of, I was telling the guys yesterday, it's kind of like just rearranging the chairs on the Titanic to a certain extent, because it really does it really matter who is going to make it. But were you surprised Killian made it? When I probably thought I was looking for Fulmer. I like Fulmer for the simple fact the guy is a veteran, but they would have had to make a 40-man move on that. So that maybe that's why they didn't do it. And he's going to be in Sacramento. But what'd you think of the final roster set by the Giants?
Well, there were some surprises for sure. Killian, I thought, I wasn't expecting him on there. They had to part ways with, I guess it was a couple days ago, but they signed Lucchese and then decided to upgrade him for the other left-hander. What's his name? Baruki. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, but having 3 lefties, I kind of like. Just because the Giants have to face so many left-handed heavy lineups. So, I mean, we'll have to just see. Keaton Wynn, there's always Beck and Wynn, and they've never really made it into the bullpen or the rotation or anything for the last, 4 or 5 years, it seems.
Feels like they've been here a decade, dude. Seriously.
Keaton Wynn, he looked all right tonight, and he looked all right in spring. So if he's finally getting it together, I think that's a good thing. So
his splitter was nasty today, man.
Yeah, it really was like falling off the table, Yep. So that was good, but I don't know. The bullpen obviously is a big question mark. We just have to see if these guys can step up and perform. The good thing is that if someone's not cutting it, there's all these other people they have that they can take another flyer on. So there's a lot of question marks, but if one question mark is starting to look iffy, they just move in the next guy and try and find a formula that works. So I think we
Dallas mentioned Lucchese. Dallas, sorry, you mentioned Lucchese. And while
I
changes
like
are made to this team over the last year or two, it's almost like the ghost of Farhan exists. They bring in Lucchese. Isn't that an era gone by where they bring a guy in? Oh my God, he's on the 12-day plan.
Yeah,
What are we doing? What are we doing? And then we bring in a guy. Again, we bring in guys that nobody wants. Nobody was lining up to get this relief pitcher from Toronto. Well, we're getting rid. We brought in Lucchese. Well, we don't think that'll work, so we're bringing in another guy. This is just musical chairs. It's frustrating more than anything else that we just keep, as I've been saying to Eric and to Lou, it's almost like they try to reinvent the wheel and they try to outsmart every other GM in baseball, and that just gets you 500.
Well, yeah, and bullpens are really tricky. There's guys that come out of the woodwork, and there's guys that just lose it, and it is kind of a dice roll with bullpen arms. There's guys that are good for a few years, and then they regress back, and you lose track of them. So I don't know.
Enough.
I mean,
Fair
remains
enough
to be
Dallas.
seen, I think.
But it's not just the bullpen. I look at a guy like we talked in depth about Matos on our last show. Matos. You know what the problem was with Matos? The guy could not afford to play a great game and have a couple of home runs because that was the sure sign he'd be sent down the next day.
Yeah,
what did they do with a guy like that? I don't understand the philosophy of Giants baseball, Dallas. I really don't.
I think they mismanaged it last year. They should have gotten rid of Yaz earlier and when they did get rid of Yaz, they still didn't play Matos. They didn't give him a run. In the big leagues, didn't give him a month. He had 2 weeks at most at any given point, and he's kind of a player that needs to play every day. Now, on this team coming off the bench, he wasn't going to play every day. He probably, at a certain point, I'm kind of glad that he's gone because you just hold out hope for him over and over again and want him to get a shot, want him to succeed, and now it's like, we can finally move on, and I don't have to worry about Matos anymore. Now he may clear waivers, and they put him on AAA, and then he starts lighting it up down there, and then it's going to be the whole thing all over again. But if he can go to another situation where he gets a shot, maybe he can have a career. But it just didn't seem like there was a place for him on this team, and I'm kind of tired of the Matos discussion. We've done it for several years now. We've talked about Matos over and over.
I'm also tired, Dallas, of seeing guys go to other teams. Do you notice that everybody else we give up on goes and succeeds elsewhere? I predict, we'll see if this comes to fruition. We were talking, Lou brought up the name Connor Joe, made a career for himself around baseball after he got the hell out of San Francisco. I think the guy this year is going to, you wait till you see the numbers Kai Wei Tang puts up in Houston. He's going to spot start and in the bullpen. I'm telling you, he's going to have a good year. He got out of San Francisco. He's going to be allowed to play a role there. And I'm telling you, that's just the way it's going to be.
Kyle gave a look like, Kai Wei Tang. You know who may actually have a monster year?
Yes, it's going to have a good
Mike
year.
Yastrzemski may have a monster year in Atlanta. Seriously. For the simple fact that he's playing in Truist Park for his home games. I think
he would not have had that year here.
Right. I think he's going to go out there and kill it just because of the ballpark factor. And I think that's going to pay dividends. Kyle, I'm going to get to you, man. I know you're upset. You hated what the Giants did in the offseason. Is there any light at the end of the tunnel that you can see that's going to give you some hope? Kyle's so disgusted. He actually put on a California Angels hat. That's incredible.
Yeah, I have some other options. I had Nationals, I've got Marlins, I've got Atlanta Braves, I've got some other stuff, but I don't know, just decided to go with the Angels. But with some light at the end of the tunnel, this team is on paper a good hitting team. So tonight, obviously that wasn't the case. But I would expect that they hit better in the future. Now, one of my issues with that is I believe that they have gotten worse in their pitching and defense every single year since Buster's taken over, which is interesting considering that was supposed to be his whole philosophy. But I think that they should be a good hitting team. I think that having Rafael Devers for a full offseason, allowing him to get comfortable, allowing him to get integrated with the team, and just allowing him to lead some of the younger guys. I think that they're going to be a decent hitting team this year. This is all with me squinting and turning my head sideways and just digging down and trying to find any hope. But that's what I would say for light at the end of the tunnel, I guess.
All right, Glenn, who are the Yankees throwing on Friday? Who are they throwing on Friday? I don't even know. Does anyone know?
I'll pull that up for you, Eric.
I'm interested. And the reason why I'm asking is it's going to be interesting to see what Tony Vitello is going to do with the lineup, because they talked about this before the season started, that they may be it might be the same guys in the lineup, but you're going to see them in the different order within the lineup itself.
It's going to be Robbie Ray, as you know, Eric,
right?
Grinding for the whole maybe 3 or 4 innings, up against Cam Schlittler.
Oh, Schlittler, dude. We'll see what this kid's all about. We saw him in the postseason. We talked about him right here on Giant Sports Talk Live during our post-game coverage of the playoffs. Kid has got something. So I'm guessing
between the Yankees. It's a difference between the Yankees and everybody and the Giants, Eric. Schlittler would be a number 4. What would he be? Be like a number 1 in here. Like, this is the problem, Eric. Schlittler, you're like, oh, well, boy. He's their number 4.
No. We don't know. Look, we don't know. We don't even know what Schlittler is going to be. We just saw what he did in the postseason. Now he's going to have to go through
Eric,
an entire
season. Would you rather
season.
have him on this team or on their team?
Well, yeah, I hear you.
I think I'd rather take him.
But I like my chances with Robbie Ray, though. Robbie Ray's a freaking veteran. He's won a Cy Young. He had a decent year last year. I feel confident having Robbie Ray go. Now, that being said, how will the Giants put together their lineup? And you know what I'm saying, and see how they align this. Are they going to have Gerard in there this time? Maybe they'll have Gerard. Maybe you'll have him as the DH with Devers at first base come Friday. So, and who knows? Maybe Arraez is going to hit lower in the lineup this time. To be honest with you, I kind of wish they would just stick him in one place and leave him there. But whatever. I mean,
Erica,
Dean, let me ask you. I'm going to ask Dean this. Do you like Arraez batting leadoff, or do you like him a little bit deeper in the lineup, or would you rather have Lee, or do you have someone totally different?
Yeah, I'm not. I get why you would have Arraez in the leadoff. I wouldn't do it if I had my way, but I can see why you would put him in the leadoff. I would bat him further down in the lineup, but I see him more as like a. Honestly, I feel like he would function better middle of the order, you know, to try to get things I know Lee didn't have a great day today, but among the batters, again, Eric, you mentioned he did make solid contact.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think the contact, that's actually, I feel like the issue with Lee. Sometimes he makes too solid contact, goes a little bit too far, gets into the outfielder. But yeah, I mean, Lee, I feel like could be a solid leadoff hitter. Put guys like Adames and Devers behind him. Lee runs okay. I mean, again, I'm kind of grasping at straws here. None of our batters run particularly well, but like at least I look at Lee and it doesn't look like he's laboring going down the line.
Right. That's where I was looking at too. You know, look, and that's the one thing about Arraez, right? The guy could get on base, whether it's a walk, whether it's a hit, but he really doesn't have the wheels. You know what I'm saying? Can he go?
He really doesn't.
And
Chapman,
like Chapman went first to third. I don't think Arraez does that.
Yeah, and like we were talking about it also like with his defense too. Like I know Arraez didn't make any big mistakes, but I look at how he fields and it looks like his, you know, it feels like he's wearing cement shoes. Like he doesn't have a ton of mobility at second. And so like there's definitely you know, I know that Tyler Fitzgerald isn't the greatest player in the world, but I do miss a little bit of the utility of his defense at second. Same with Schmidt at second. Also, I feel like was more solid. So yeah, looking at Arraez, I think people are kind of overlooking how limited Arraez is as an athlete, just in general. And I know that people are like, oh, but we got Wash, and he's taking him under his wing, and he's gonna teach him all this stuff. And I was like, no disrespect to Wash, of course. Wash is one of the big names of the generation, but at the end of the day, like Arraez, you're still working with limited tools, and there are plays that certainly could have been made last season that is not being made. That's not going to be made this season with Arraez at second. But I know they're not going to move him off a second because that's what they promised to him. That's what they said that they were going to do. So they're not going to move him. So where does that leave us? Unfortunately, in this really tough spot where we can't really afford to be that flexible, even though we have all of these guys in on our bench who are there to take advantage of having a flexible infield. So I don't know.
So, Dean, I have a question. What Dean is saying, you can't put lipstick on a pig and make it any more beautiful. We got what we got.
Dean, with that said, so you're not a big fan of Arraez at second base. Okay. First of all, he only played 16 games at second base last year because San Diego already has a great second base. It was at first base. So with that said, here's a guy that you think isn't great. Then why do we have someone like Casey playing first if we already know we have a problem at second defensively? Shouldn't you have a guy that's played first base that's good, not a utility player? Because you just admitted, and again, I'm not saying anything wrong about you, but that's sort of the biggest problem with the Giants, where we have a guy who is sort of our super utility, but we already know we have a problem at second. We got to have a great first baseman at first, not a utility guy. And I think that's just something, maybe I didn't really think about until you brought that up. Again, Arraez, he isn't the quickest second base, but, they've said he had a great spring. He's working on it. But, I just wanted to bring that up. That's just sort of surprising that we didn't have a better first baseman at first to cover up the problem that Arraez works at second.
That's a great point you make, Lou. Yeah. And look, here's Caesar, Orange Man himself, is chiming in. He says, stop it. I'd rather have Luis at second than anybody for the last 3 years. Interesting. And I think a lot to go along with that, I think he's also talking about his bat as well. Because there's no question the guy has elite bat to ball.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not criticizing him at the plate at all. Absolutely not. But you have to still factor in that is the trade-off for his bat. Is that his defense is just not going to be as good, and sometimes that's going to cost
Lou
you
made
runs.
Made a good point here, Dean, because if Schmidt was already going to be in the lineup, why not move him to second and put Luis Arraez at first?
Yeah,
I found that a little bit. I mean, if that's what they were going to do, why they didn't decide to do that?
But yeah, I mean, remember the whole thing when the offseason was like Arraez didn't take other ideas because they would let him play at second, and now so they've sort of put themselves hostage to their own situation where it's just like, we got you on this idea that you were going to play at second, so we got to play you at second. And honestly, if I'm in Arraez's position, I would be pretty annoyed if they're like, hey, I know that we brought you on to be at second, but we're going to put you at first here for this homestand. And it's like, If I was Arraez, it's like, honestly, of course, you got to do what you do for the team because the team is trying to win here. But if I'm Arraez, I would be like, yeah, you brought me on with these intentions to have me as your everyday second baseman, and now you're going to put me at first on opening day.
Yeah,
but that's a problem too. You don't let the inmates run the asylum. You got to come in here like any other player. This is what you're going to do today. This is what you're going to do when we call upon you. It's up to Tony Vitello to play this thing out right at the end of the day. And Lou, I think Lou brings up the best point of the whole show thus far, in association with Dean, of course. Common sense, wouldn't that dictate you switch them? That's a great point, Lou. You want Schmidt to play?
Maybe it was
more second baseman, you think, and the other guy plays first base. I mean,
you know what it might be. You know what? Maybe it's just optics. It's the first game of the season. You signed him to be your second baseman. Talking about Luis Arraez, but yet you got him at first base the first game of the season.
If you're playing optics, Eric, then you deserve to lose 7-0.
Well, I'm just saying. Hey, Kyle, I see you out there, man. There's the link. If you want to come back in, I saw you in the green room. You're more than welcome to come on, man. We don't bite. We'll treat you with some respect here. He says he misses Tyro. Remember Tyro Strada? Man, there was a lot of hope for that kid, right? Guy had a little bit of pop.
Another guy got screwed over. Bernice and I are sitting up in the ballpark one night.
He has no team.
Bernice? And they announce, we're trying to give him away. Nobody wants him. It was
that was bad. That was bad.
An embarrassment. Okay, we don't want him. Now we're going to send him to AAA, I guess. Like, this organization, man. Jeez.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, he did have injuries. He was a little bit injury prone. Talking about Tyro and Dallas. Talking about Luis Arraez. I mean, man, do you like him bad? Honestly, I could go either way. I mean, I like him bad and lower in the lineup because the guy's got that clutch gene in him, what the Giants don't. But then again, after the first inning, it really doesn't matter, I guess, where you're in the lineup, though, right? I mean, it's kind of
somewhat, but they don't. Jung-Hoo Lee, you think would be your leadoff hitter, but he hasn't really done well in that situation. They don't really have the prototypical leadoff hitter, and so it's going to be one of those two guys, I think, and that's what we're going to have to live with. I don't know who else you're going to put there. So
maybe they don't. Dallas, maybe they don't have a prototypical lineup. That's the problem. Who plays where in this lineup? Today we saw Chapman batting second. And people will say, well, he's a better hitter there. Well, yeah, give it a week, and they'll be saying, well, maybe we better move him back in the lineup. And it's nothing is ever stable, Dallas. I feel like
him at cleanup.
They chase their tail. And you know as well as us, we've talked about it. Jung-Hoo Lee, I think they tried to play him at every spot in the roster. Batting first, batting ninth, batting third, batting second. Well, today he's batting eighth. I mean, it was a free-for-all for that guy. I mean, they didn't know
even
what
batting
to do.
fifth, I raised eyebrows. I was like, fifth, huh?
So I just this and my concern, Dal, it's great I get to chat with you. We haven't talked to you for a while, had you on for a while, so you bring some good takes. Do you think, like I do, we brought in Bader and Arraez? Does that really make up for what we lost to make this? Well, we got 10 more wins in us. We're going to make the playoffs. I think we took a step forward and 2 steps backwards. We're no better than we are last year, in my opinion. Everybody says this lineup's great. Yeah, that is if everything, less strikeouts, more hits, if we get more runners on base and score. There's too many factors involved in saying that this is such a great lineup that I think we're as good or maybe worse than last year, Dallas.
I don't know that we're worse because they didn't lose anybody. They just added a couple pieces. They didn't take a step backwards. They just took 2 small steps forward, and you wanted 2 big steps forward.
I want 1 step forward anyway. 1 big step. I want one. Give me 1 real player. Dallas, that's the problem. They nickel and dime. They
brought in 5 $11 million players.
You brought in Bader. Has Bader been an everyday player anywhere? No.
Yeah, but
you said that Jung-Hoo Lee
outfield is an improvement.
Jung-Hoo Lee can't play the outfield. Oh, he can't run the ball. Let's move him to right field. That'll fix everything.
Right.
I don't know about your show. We got everybody and their dog now. Watch they'll fall in love, Lou. Watch they'll fall in love with Arraez. If he has a good game. Everybody, we got Arraez. Everybody shit on him. They didn't want him here. Yeah. Oh, the guy can't hit. No, he won 3 batting titles in 3 years, but he can't hit. Nothing, and it's tough being a Giant fan because they don't do enough. But then what they do pisses everybody off. I think people are getting tired of losing, Dallas.
Certainly. I think everyone's tired of losing. So, and, we're going to have to see. I'm not that concerned with Logan Webb, having 1 bad game. But it moves that doomsday clock 1 second closer, to the apocalypse, where if Logan Webb has another bad start next time, then all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, this could be a trend. And then at that point, the season's in jeopardy. We have so much riding on him, a lot can change on just that one little piece that we depend on so much because they did not add Framber Valdez. They didn't add another ace. They added guys that potentially could be good, They had good springs. They had good seasons last year, but they're not really like long-term proven guys. So,
there he is. I hope he doesn't
pee on the margin. Floor.
Where'd he go? There he is. Sorry, Dallas. I love your dog, by the way. The little one, the little dog is in the house.
Yeah, he's here.
He does.
All right.
He's camera shy. There he is.
Hey, there he is. Look at that. The other one is taking a siesta. He's like,
What are their names, Dallas? I don't think we've been formally introduced.
That's Zeus that I picked up there. The little one is Zeus, and Max is the one sleeping.
I think Max, we could just call him lazy. He never moves. Oh, there he is. He must have heard by see, I said his name.
Heard his name and thought maybe there's some food around here.
Yeah, we're talking, Eric, about this roster, and we haven't talked to Dallas in a while, so we've kind of
absolutely, man,
eating the dead horse here. But
more than welcome, anytime, man, anytime.
Well, it's good chatting with you guys. I actually have to run because got some things to take care of before it's bedtime. So,
that's right.
Dallas, before you go, one more thing. You hit on Logan Webb, and you don't want this to be a trend. He has great games, and he has real stinkers. So, is he an ace or is he a middle of the road guy? The Giants aren't looking ahead, in my opinion, because you're going to end up. I would say dearly, we're going to lose Robbie Ray next year. Where are we going to benefit in a year? Who's pitching on this team next year? If there's a year,
good question.
Who's going to?
We're
moving toward. We're going backwards. We're not even looking at having a pitching staff without. And you're telling me you're going out. Well, we went out and got some guys this year. Well, we didn't get guys with big names this year. So we're getting, in my opinion, we're just slowly sliding backward.
Well, Robbie Ray, next year he's gone, and that frees up $25 million that you didn't spend this year. So you think that there's some money there to bring somebody in. I don't know who they're targeting.
I don't buy into that.
That's even going to be something they do, but
don't buy into that. Where's all the money they didn't spend on Judge and didn't spend on Ohtani and didn't spend on Harper?
Well, they did. They did, though. They went out there and they spent money on Devers. They spent money on Adames. They extended Matt Chapman. Right there is $600 million.
No, they spent it all, but that's the problem.
But they didn't.
Like I said on the show last night. Eric. Maybe we got to start asking ownership. How much flexibility are you giving Buster Posey?
Yeah, I mean that's a valid question. It's a valid question.
I'm sure
Anthony
he has
Millard
to clear
says
everything with them for sure.
100%. Yes, the fan base is certainly frustrated with these around 500 seasons. If we're happy about it, then we as fans, then why are we fans to begin with? That's a good question. And that's the thing. We've been harping on about it for years and years. They're just tired.
There you go.
Of 500 baseball. And again, it's game 1 of 162. Does it mean anything? No, it doesn't. If we get to the end of April and they're like 10 games below 500, well, Houston, we got a problem. It's going to be bad. So.
Yeah, Eric,
all right, guys,
I think
great
just
chatting with you.
Oh, wait, hold on one second. All right, Dallas, thanks, man. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep.
Good to see you, buddy.
See you.
Hey, bro.
Hear from you, Dallas.
All right, there was the great Dallas Heiliger.
You've been on the missing list for a while, but we're glad he poked his nose in.
Yeah, awesome, man. Good stuff. Great voice. Great.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah, but Eric, I was just gonna say, yeah, the issue is just like, again, it would be one thing if the loss today was close, because today was such a stinker. It set the precedent. The precedent is this is what we look like out the gate. So now the question is that, like I said, is that the floor, or is that the norm? That's what we're gonna find out in these coming weeks.
Of course. And Lou, you've talked about it a million times. Glenn, you too. The schedule, it ain't going to benefit the Giants in any way. So they're going to have to go out there and figure it out, get some wins under the belt.
And you can't make excuses otherwise. It is what it is. It's a tough schedule. But then when you break it down, there's the people who go, well, it's a bad outing for Webb. Okay, well, then you look at what I think Lou said at the beginning. How many games are you going to see Judge floundering at the plate like that? You just wait till he gets rolling in this series. All right, which game? Will it be Friday? Will it be Saturday? Well, then you're going to have to try to shut him and the rest of the team down. Like, you got to take advantage of opportunities. Tonight was an opportunity, Eric. They didn't get the pitching at the end of the day, they didn't get the pitching. They fell behind 5-0 before the game before the planes had circled the stadium over the flyover, and it was done.
Yeah. It's crazy, and I said this off the top of the show, 7 runs and not one home run. Not one home run was hit in this game. All of them were just
Yankees better hitting team.
Hey, there you
Better
go.
hitting
And
team.
that's the thing. I keep saying this. And Lou, you've said it a bunch of times as well. It's okay to hit the balls where there's no gloves. If it finds
the
green,
Yankees
man.
reminded me of Toronto last year when they played the Giants.
And it's funny how you say that, Lou, because Dave Fleming said on the radio broadcast last year, the Yankees led in home runs, 270 something home runs last year. And in this game, it was all about the hits. And let's not forget, Lou, maybe the Yankees learned something from the Toronto Blue Jays, because how did the Toronto Blue Jays win and advance past the Yankees? By doing just that. They're going out there and getting those key hits and knocking in runs with guys in scoring position.
Is that true? Kyle Morris says that the play-by-play guy kept calling him Brandon Webb. Is that true? I didn't catch that, to be honest with you. But
no,
can you watch a game with that Matt Vasgersian calling it? I always think I'm watching a video game.
Matt Vasgersian? Yeah.
He's the voice of EA for like 25 years, and every time he's on there,
MLB The Show, right?
Video game, yeah.
Santa Maria. Yeah, that's his call, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what you're talking about? Kyle Morris, the play-by-play kept calling Logan Brandon Webb. What is that? Logan Brandon Webb? What is that? Let's go.
Mid-lab, I got it out of my system early. I was yelling at anybody who was within spitting distance. So,
oh, my gosh.
It would have been nasty if we hadn't had our great pizza and a couple of drinks over at Longbridge, Lou. Appreciate them. We had a great pregame
well,
show.
there you go, right? At least you had a good pregame, the excitement and the expectations and good company, good food, good drink.
Can't go wrong when Orange Man shows up.
Orange Man showed up in the house. That was awesome. Of course, man. Heard from Neil, right? The part owner. Is he part owner? Right? Part owner of Longbridge Pizza?
Main guy. I mean,
he's the main guy.
He's the big kahuna.
Nice. Right on. That's sweet.
It's not every day you see Los D in the show. I mean,
yeah, Los popped in for a minute, dude. That was awesome. That was awesome. We'll have to definitely get him on the show, man. I would love to have him. He's great. Good stuff, man.
I mean, we saw Dallas, my own compadre, and Los, my old compadre.
How about that?
All on the same day. Yep.
That was a good day for you there, Lou. Kyle, what do you expect on Friday, my friend?
I expect better hitting. I expect an okay outing from Robbie Ray. I expect below average defense and a closer loss, I guess.
A closer loss. So you think the Giants lose? They lose the series.
I think they lose by less than 7. Yes. Bold prediction.
Okay, Dean, let's go to
Kyle,
you, man.
Big
Friday.
If true. Big if true.
What do you think Friday? What's going to happen, man?
I think it's closer, lower scoring. I'm kind of with Kyle on this one. I think we keep it. I think we keep it within.
Okay.
Perhaps I'll be a little bolder and say we keep it within 2 this time, but I think we still lose.
Okay. Glue predictions Friday.
It was Glenn or Lou. Glue.
Opening day. It's going to be beautiful weather. It's going to be hot. It's going to get ugly. 10-5 Yankees.
And Glenn, both of you guys are going to be. No, you're going to be there Saturday, right, Lou? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Glenn, you'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I think Lou's onto something. You remember opening day in the warm rays last year? We were actually doing the show down the street. We were revisiting some of the photos today, and Orange Man was like, yeah, it was a year ago.
That's
You
crazy.
remember opening day against the Seattle Mariners last year? Verlander on the hill, Eric.
Yeah.
I forget the exact score. I'm getting old, but it was something like, I don't know, 13-11 or 13-12. I think you're going to see another game like that, but we don't score as many runs. I think the Yankees hit double digits. They win the game 11. I'll give the Giants benefit of the doubt. 11-5. 11-5.
11. Oh, my God. So Lou's going 10-5. Lou is going 11-5.
It's the pitching, in my opinion. You didn't get the win with Webb. He was stop with the easier ace. I'm sick of it. It's only opening day, and now we got Robbie Ray up against Schlittler. I'll take shit. It's like going, Lou. You know the best way to approach this, Lou, when you pick the games is pretend you're in Vegas. Where are you putting your money? I put my money on the Yankees.
Okay, nice. And then Dean and Kyle both said Yankees. They didn't give a score, but they said it's
Yeah,
going to be close.
I'll give you a score. I'll say
Okay.
I did say it was going to. I
Closer.
thought it was still going to be a little bit more lower scoring, but I do think that they get to each other a bit. I'm gonna say 6-4.
6-4 Yanks.
And what say you,
Kyle,
Eric?
Kyle, do you got? Yeah, I'm gonna see. Do you have a score, or are you just gonna say?
I'm gonna say 5-2.
5-2.
I think Robbie Ray pitches well, and I think the bullpen implodes a little bit.
Wow.
Is Dallas a little concerned? Am I being Eric? I thought 11-5 was still tipping the scale. Dallas is like, Mr. Positive, we score 5. Wow. Didn't mean to, exude rays of positivity tonight. Mr. Cranky here, but so what say you, Eric?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close one. I'll say 4-3 Giants. I'm going Giants.
Again, Lou, one in every room, Lou. One in every crowd.
I'm gonna say,
you know what, Eric?
4-3.
I appreciate you for that. We need to have one
4-3.
voice of positivity, I guess.
I'm gonna say 4. Seriously, I think it's gonna be 4-3 the Giants. If Ray could go out there and give a Ray performance, I think they could get it done.
Hey, Lou, we're going to have to re-examine that term, no homers, okay? Eric and Robert, he's been spending too much time with Robert Rothberg. That's it.
All right, let's get ready to close this out. Kyle Dean,
today,
man.
Eric.
Thanks for
Always a
hanging
pleasure.
out. Appreciate you guys, man. Anytime we throw out the link, love to see you guys come on. All right, thanks,
Absolutely.
guys.
Have a good night.
And then Eric, being a day
See you on the
game,
weekend, Dean.
we're going live right after the game, right? Like 15 minutes after the final out on Friday.
Right after the game.
Like about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, and thank you, Giants. Welcome into the 7th inning stretch on Giant Sports Talk Live. If the game's close, my God, I was like, no 7th inning stretch opening day.
Wait, what day is Friday? The date?
27th.
The 27th. Yeah, we're good. Good. Perfect.
Friday the 27th.
Man, dude.
Not Friday the 13th. It could play out that way, but
thanks, Val.
And a
Man,
105 start.
Again, guys, this was fun. This is our first of many. The first of 162, guys. If for those of you who have been subscribers to our channel for a while, you guys know what we do here. We're here after every game talking about the Giants and, have some fun. We'll throw out the link occasionally for people to come on here. Let's hear what you have to say. It's opening day, so we got a little bit more liberal, but it was fun.
By the way, is Dallas coming in to see us again, or he's been gone for about 20 minutes, but I see still his camera's in the green room, so maybe I don't know if
he said he had to get going, so I don't know. If he is, that's fine. If not, well, no worries.
Maybe he'll say goodbye in the green room. I don't know.
It's all good. No worries.
Eric, you did a great job today. I don't want to keep stroking your ego, and
no, it's all good, man.
You did a good job. You're back at Master Control on opening day, and when we're on some of these live shows, you're the glue that holds it together. Lou and I we're the handsome faces out there in the public, and you're back there in the studio.
And you know what? Hey, before we forget, because we were having
Lou's gonna laugh.
Before we had such a damn great time, we can't forget our freaking sponsors. All right, there we go. Our proud sponsors, Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, home of the world famous Tommy Margarita. RJ, he chimes in, says,
and my new favorite shirt.
Hey, yeah, it's awesome. The 60th anniversary of Tommy's Mexican.
Sorry.
Yeah, it says the shows are going to keep getting crazier as the Giants keep. RJ, you have no idea. See, you haven't been with us for a whole season. You have.
But that's
no
why it's
idea.
fun. That's why it's fun, guys. Lou, welcome to your first opening night here at Giant Sports Talk.
Absolutely.
Good to have you on board. And regardless if I'm yelling and Eric is playing homer or whatever the outcome of the game, this is why we do it. It's real baseball. It's meaningful. Now these games count, not like the stupid preseason. This is where you lay it on the line, both on the field and off, and right here on Giant Sports Talk Live, we'll cover it for you. We're back on, I kept saying tomorrow. Eric and I will be doing the morning show on Friday, I believe. If not, I'll be here. We got morning show because we're going to tee up everything. Then we got the pregame show coming up on Friday, but that'll be earlier because it's an afternoon game. You want coverage of the Giants? You've come to the right place.
Yep, there you go. Crisis says, hopefully you guys will play the same way next Wednesday when you're being – he's a San Diego Padres fan. We'll be in it. Hey, he's going to have
– I'll be there. Crisis.
Glenn will be down there for that, what is it, a 3-game series?
And Wednesday, I believe, is an afternoon contest in the sweltering San Diego heat. So it's going to be a long day there.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric, one last thing before we leave. Glenn, good luck tomorrow on In the Cards, the premiere of In the Cards.
Thank you, Lou.
I wish you good luck.
Thanks, Lou. You going to tune in? I need all the support I can get.
Unfortunately, I'll have to watch it. I will be watching my Arizona Wildcats tomorrow.
I love you, Glenn, but I won't be there. That's Lou.
But you guys are going to enjoy that. Glenn had a nice interview with Jeremy Lee. You guys don't want to miss it. It's good stuff, especially if you guys are collectors, man.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually tomorrow at 6 o'clock our time. Doesn't give me a lot of wiggle room. Tomorrow at 6, I got another interview, and I'll have Saturday's show. I'm sorry, Sunday's show. So, we're on, we're off. I don't know. We got so much on the go, Eric.
Yeah, we don't even know.
We're off Sunday, so there'll be an In the Cards Sunday night at 8. So that'll be the second one. Let's just get the first one out of the way. We'll deal with that the next
Right
time.
on. I'll see RJ.
Thanks,
That.
Thanks
all righty. Let's get the hell out of here, guys. We'll be doing it all over again on Friday. So, yeah.
I know you know what? We could be here all night if I keep giving honorable mentions. One more honorable mention. We had a wonderful friend of the family, so to speak, here at Giant Sports Talk Live, really kickstart our efforts this year, made sure we paid the bills, and Ibrahim gave us the $150 super chat to get the ball rolling this year, Eric. So I salute him. He appreciates us as much as we now appreciate him and always have. So thank you, Ibrahim, for your contribution to the show, being part of the fraternity, Eric, that we call
Giant Sports Talk Live.
He's number one, the number one first. We got to get him a special shirt. I'm number one. Who does number one report to?
Did he get a shirt? I think he got a shirt, didn't he?
He got a shirt.
Yeah.
He's got a shirt. Yep.
Good.
And also special thanks to Jim and JB. Both of them donated to our show throughout the live stream too. So thank you. Appreciate that.
And according to word on the street, I think, Lou, you can attest to this. A lot of people are seeing, they saw me with the shirt on. One commented today after the show. Lou, countless people come up to you because you're a bigger guy and it's a bigger shirt. So more coverage there. They see that shirt and they go, wow, I love that logo. So there's word on the people like the shirts, Eric. I have to add it to our merch window.
Nice.
You can check out using the merch window and maybe you can get yourself a shirt.
Maybe.
Because we got to get more merch. We haven't had enough. We had the stick. I gave away a bunch of stickers today. I was giving away to kids. You know the way I am. There was nobody with a magic wand on the train.
No magic wand.
I got a whole.
That's what was missing, man.
There was a kids field trip coming back on the train back into the city. So stickers for everybody. That was a great time. They were sticking them all over the train. Oh my God! I was like, I'm going to get the blame for this.
Yes, you are.
Muni will be calling to us. Giant Sports Talk Live.
And if they call me, I was like, you need to talk about the other guy. You need to talk to the other guy.
Oh, I'll be blaming it on you.
Let's get the hell out
of here. Good job today, guys. See you Friday.
Fun times. Let's do it again on Friday. You guys, be good. Be safe. We'll see you on Friday.
Thanks, Eric.
Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.